This is the Leeds house. It's always the darkest before the dawn. I'm Kevin.
I'm James.
We have been officially relegated.
And it feels amazing.
It's not amazing at all, is it really?
Amazingly bad.
But hey ho, we've got football in 10 weeks.
We're gonna win the league.
We're going to win the league next year. Definitely going to win the league next year. So yeah, we've kind of stayed away for the last 24 hours because we've kind of had lots of alcohol this weekend to take our mind off things.
Yeah.
And it's not really done us any good, if I'm being honest.
No. That game was pretty sobering.
Yeah, could have done that, yeah. That could snap you out of a hangover real fast and then put you in a worse one.
You got much to say about that game?
And I don't really want to be talking about the game.
I want to talk about a lot of it.
Okay.
Let's talk about from start to finish. Right. This is how it was. It was just shit.
Yeah.
And then it went shitter. And then it got a bit more shitter.
Yeah.
And then it ended really, really shit.
Yeah.
And we went down.
Yeah.
And Everton won anyway, so it wouldn't have even mattered if we'd have won.
No, but this is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but with a whimper.
Oh, it was just...
It was so hard to watch. It felt like it was going on for about 8 hours as well.
It feels like it's been hard watching Leeds since the start of the year, really. Well, we'll go Palace. It's just not been enjoyable football, has it?
No, not at all.
No.
It's been a bit of a crap season. We've had 2 rough years. We've obviously been put out of our misery yesterday. I'm looking forward to us winning some football matches next year, though.
Yeah, definitely. I mean...
It's not. Oh, sorry, but it's not going to be easy, is it? All those we're going to be all those teams. Cup finals. Sheffield Wednesday have just gone up. There's some derbies in there.
Yeah. Who gives a fuck?
Who gives a fuck? Exactly.
At the end of the day, like, with us trying to be a optimistic and positive podcast, they really make you look stupid, don't they?
Yeah. Well, there was
made us look pretty stupid.
There was one optimism. One thing I could have been optimistic about yesterday was Rutty.
Oh, Rutter, yeah, Rutter.
He showed something yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He showed he can't tackle.
He showed.
He did a good tackle in the middle of the park, slide tackle actually, didn't he?
He did, yeah. I mean, but that's all. That's what we've had to deal with this season. Is like the tiniest bits of. He did a good thing once in that game.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe he'll be better next year. We have to sort of like go off on this season because it's been shocking. The thing, you know, what's really pissing me off the most about it is how much how silent it is.
Yeah, from the board, you mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, if they're not here, they're not going to be here. Fine. Just come out and just say fucking something. Just open your mouth. Even if just come out and say we're shit, laugh, send a shitty tweet. I don't know. Just do something. It's just very, very quiet. And we're all sort of left wondering what the hell's going on. I mean, there's all these stories coming out about what's going to happen now with the 49ers and all this blah, blah, blah. Just bloody tell us so we can get on with our summer.
Well, who is out there? Who wrote that club statement yesterday? It was written by a robot. It's like it's used that thing, that chat GPT, whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you think that as well?
Probably is, mate. It's probably what a lot of people do now, to be honest with you.
Angus Kinnear is like sat there going, do you know what? I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll use the robot.
Yeah.
Because Rads is not here. 49ers are nowhere to be seen. Who owns Leeds United Football Club?
Maybe they should have got the robot to play the matches as well.
What?
You know, like
Well, most people like robots yesterday.
Tackle.
Shit robots.
pick up. Tottenham weren't even good yesterday.
No, they were shit.
They weren't good.
They were there. Any other team would have beat them yesterday.
Yeah, we again your lives are on the line, and it was again so really passive. We didn't have any ideas going forward at all. Attacking wise, it was so like I can't describe just how unorganised and unput together we are as a team at the moment.
Yeah,
but I mean, I guess that's what you get when you hire Marsh, you sack him, you hire Gracia, you sack him, and then you get Allardyce in to pick up 400 grand for fuck all, basically.
1 point out of 12 he's got, and that was against Newcastle.
Yeah,
he hasn't done a great job, has he? He said the right things though. He said some.
I mean, I wouldn't have put it all on him if we'd have stayed up, and I don't put it on him that we've gone down. 4 games is nothing in this league to do something with the state of the squad that it is at the moment.
Well, if you look at the manager odds that I'm looking at right now in front of me, he's odds on to be our next manager, his favourite. But obviously, a lot can change over the next couple of weeks and that. But I need from what we've seen, if nobody's coming out from the board and saying anything, there's obviously we're rudderless at the moment. There's no
Not
director of
rudderless.
yeah, not rudderless obviously, but there's no manager, there's no director of football, because that's what sort of model that Leeds want to do, and understood that the 49ers want to have a director of football as well. We've got no manager, we've got no playing style, we've got all these lads, obviously what you've just mentioned before off air, that obviously there's a couple of lads that looking to leave. I'm guessing Aronson's popped out today. Tottenham want Cock. Tottenham love Cock. I've heard Tottenham players love Cock.
They do love Cock.
Proper love Cock.
Good. They've got pictures of Cock all in the change rooms.
That's probably true. Oh, but yeah, so they want him for 15 mil. I'd snap your hands off 15 mil. I think that's more than what we actually paid for the lad.
Don't think Cock's a bad player. You know what? You can say that for a number of players in the Leeds squad, and even like at the start of the season, buying all the players that we bought, I didn't think we were going to be as bad as we were.
But we are.
We are. Disconnect all over the shop has cost us massively. And you say we haven't got all these things. Apparently, we haven't got a bloody owner at the moment either.
Yeah.
Because he's round Italy.
Buying another club which has just been rejected.
Yeah.
You see that? Yeah.
He really wants to look after a football team.
And then I saw that video of Weston McKennie on a train home straight after the game. He must have fucking hated us.
Yeah.
He got a bit of abuse yesterday when he got took off, didn't he?
He did. I mean, like I kind of feel sorry for him in a way, in the sense that he got brought in
for a job, and then he had to do Adams' job
with an idea of how they were going to play and who he was going to be playing for. This, obviously the Marsh and all that shit.
Yeah.
And then it just went, didn't it? And then he had Scoobs looking after him for a little bit, and then Gracia, who was ultra defensive, made him stand still, took a lot out of his game, and then when Allardyce come in, he sort of just left that part of his game out of himself. I'd just wait to go home.
Yeah.
Seems like.
Well, his bags were packed weeks ago, weren't they? And you can see the way he was playing.
Shoved all his clothes in his belly, and he went, "I'm off."
I've seen those things, the people who put it on Twitter when like instead of McDonald's, it's got McKennie's, and he's wearing a McDonald's uniform. And I'm pissing myself. And then his dad did a tweet, but he didn't mean to. And he just, rest in peace, Harambe. And he tweeted that. And he said, thanks to all Leeds fans that supported my son. And it's got Rip Harambe. It's like quoting it. And I don't think he's meant to do it. Yeah, it was.
He needs some media training, that chap.
Yeah, it's just been a bit of a wild few days. And then that McKennie's mate's been, have you seen that? There's been like Twitter fights, the content creators deactivating their accounts, calling all Leeds fans racist.
Wow.
It's been brilliant. How can they call us racist? We had Tony Yeboah.
I don't know.
Wankers.
I think, you know what? The funny thing is, I think he will probably go into a team now and be really good for him.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely, he's got ability, no doubt about it.
Just played shit.
Just didn't have ability for us all the time. Little glimpses here and there just weren't good enough. And we didn't need that sort of player coming in. We needed somebody who's going to, regardless of the manager, to fight their asses off. And we just lost that. We lost that last year, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we lost it in February last year, I would say. Would you agree? People playing for the manager.
Yeah.
And obviously losing Raf and Phillips, obviously they have two best players. Obviously hasn't helped, but was that money invested wisely? Obviously not, because we're relegated.
Well, that's the way you've got to look at it now. I mean, we've dissected through half the season, because we started half the season.
Yeah,
we've dissected some of the players that have come in, and we can see quality in a lot of them. But it hasn't come out for us, and like we've said, there's been players that have probably needed time and they weren't ready for the Premier League.
I do think Aronson was one of those players.
Definitely.
Rutter is one of those players.
Definitely.
Rockhart needs to be fitter and get faster, but he's gone. You can see he's gone already.
Yeah, I think Christensen won't be bad in the Championship. You know that.
Yeah, but I don't think it'd be great either.
I don't think it'll be bad in like. The past few games he hasn't made any real mistakes.
It's because he's been playing in centre half. He goes to ground way too much.
Yeah, he's not been too bad. I think the whole defence needs clearing out. Cooper will probably hang on because.
Yeah, I'd like to see.
To be fair,
obviously Max has shown some signs, but he's completely dipped off a little bit as well. I think what we saw in Max, we thought he was amazing at the start, and I think he just looks the best of a bad bunch now, and you can see that. But I do think he'd be a good player in the Championship. But he's got a really bad injury record, and how's he going to play 46 matches?
We'll see. I mean, again, I think with Max, Wobat, Ruta, McKennie coming into the team when they did, and it all just capitulating around them. There's not a lot you can sort of blame them for, because we have seen, especially in Woba, he is like a leader, and he does like he's not a bad footballer. He'll be an excellent, be too good for the Championship, to be fair.
Probably.
I think this summer it's just getting hold of them players and trying to find the ability that we've seen. The ones that are staying anyway. The rest of them can fuck off. We'll probably have about 4 players.
Oh no, I've been looking through the list again, and we've said this a few times, and I don't really want to go over the list. I'd more rather talk about the people that look like they're already going. And Jack Harrison's obviously this is a big one that's come out today. That we're looking at West Ham and Aston Villa going in, but he's got relegation release clause in his contract, but he only signed a new contract a few months ago.
I hold no sort of ill will towards him.
Not at all.
Whether he goes or stays. If he goes, fair play to him. He did all right. He was a bit inconsistent at times, but he worked his ass off constantly. That's one player that always gave his all.
But he has got good numbers, and if he was more consistent with his numbers, he could be very, very top player.
Yeah. I think more consistent. If he's in a consistently good team.
Yeah, consistent with a consistent manager with a consistent playing style.
Yeah,
because he was great under Bielsa.
Yeah,
consistent manager, consistent playing style. Honestly, we know. I'm resigned that he's gone, and it's just a shame because he was one of the lads that cared. You see him going over to the fans yesterday, talking to them and that, and it's just a shame because he could have been one. He's been at Leeds now for what? For 4 or 5 years now.
Well,
2 on loan,
come when
3 on loan,
started, didn't he?
Yeah. Was he 2 on loan, 4 on loan?
I think he was on loan for the first. No, did we bought him at the start of this? Did we buy him at the start?
Yeah, I think we bought him at the start of this season.
You bought him at the start of this season, yeah. Because I think we were supposed to buy him at this. No, we didn't. We bought him last season.
Yeah.
Because he was one of our signings that turned out.
Okay.
But when it was the Firpo and Dan James signings, and then he was on Klaassen as well, Brock Klaassen, and then he was classed as one of the signings.
Our best window that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, we know why that's gone out. I think that was that we've said over and over that summer has been why this has happened, why we're here.
Yep.
That summer and not adding on to that 9th place finish is what's here. But then we know why we didn't, because of financial constraints. But
apparent financial constraints.
I think there's one thing about them that I am confident in, is that they've got all the money shit on point.
Yeah, well,
on the field, they've obviously...
That Kevin Augustin, he was cheap, wasn't
he? He was cheap. He was very, very cheap and such a good player for us.
Yeah, amazing player.
But I'm saying, like, in terms of, like, okay, we made mistakes buying players, but we've not overspent and left ourselves.
Well, we are in a better... Yeah, we are. We are in a better place now than obviously when last time we went down, when we got... It was the fire sale, all the players left, because all of them were great players. Just shit season.
Yeah.
And everyone was gutted when we lost all those players. These lads now, I mean, from what I can see, fan base, there's only a few of them there that they actually want to stay. I mean, I know obviously everybody's jumping the gun saying that we need to get rid of it and get a whole new team, but we need to keep some of those players.
We do.
But we are going to lose at least 5 or 6 big name players in the Leeds team.
Well, the jump from Championship to Premiership is a lot bigger than what you realise.
Yeah.
And a lot of our players will do really well in the Championship. There's no doubt about that. Aronson is one of them, but I don't care if he goes.
I'd rather keep Rutter than Aronson.
There's players that I'm looking at, like, I don't mind them. I don't think they're terrible, but I don't care if they stay. There's certain players that, like, I definitely want to stay. Like, I want Adams to stay. That's obviously clear if you haven't listened to any of the podcasts before.
Yeah, I'd like
I
Rodders.
like Adams.
Rodders, but he's definitely not
Rodrigo won't stay. He's getting on. He's going to want to play out. You know.
Well, and he's going to lose. He's going to lose a big amount of his chunk of change anyway, dropping down as well.
Sinistera want to stay.
I don't see him staying. That's me being honest.
I don't think it'll stay. I hope we keep Nonto and Somerville. I don't think they'll stay. I think Somerville will probably shoot off to a European team.
I think apparently he's been linked with Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah,
and if he goes there, that means he's good. Feyenoord, yeah. Imagine Sinistera and all that have left the Feyenoord will just win the league, have qualified for Champions League and that, and have got that Arne Slot as manager who's amazing.
Well, Sinistera, he's going to look and be like, I just left Feyenoord. They've won the league and I've been relegated with these guys. So
shit, well,
I hope he stays, but he'll probably be off.
A lot of these lads are going to be merc. They make their money because they've only got a 12, 13-year career, so they bugger off, make their money, and then come back. And I can understand that, but I'll also understand that these lads have got us into the mess that we're in now as well.
They've played a massive part of it, but there's been some dodgy appointments above them. There's no doubt about it. There's been Marsh. I mean, Grathia. I think Grathia, if you'd have given him the start of the season with his own players, he probably could have done something
Better than Marsh.
Maybe better than Marsh. Yeah, I think he would have done something. Marsh was an almost. It was like an almost sort of manager. Like we've said, a lot of the games over the season, it's been like it could have went either way. That's not really good enough either. He lost a connect between the defence and forwards. He can never make it. So we were good attacking and defending. It was either one or the other.
Because we just get run through the middle quite a lot, didn't we? When Marsh was in charge.
And now,
we get ran through everybody. See that Lucas Moura goal yesterday? We just get ran through.
No, that last goal that they scored was the perfect goal to end our Premiership.
Yep. Because it showed exactly what we've been shit at all year.
Yeah. Well, 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, not 3 years, man.
The first year we were excellent, but we were conceding goals.
Yes.
Similar to that. That would, if you just watch that goal, tell you what, watch the whole game, because that's a perfect inclination of especially the last 2 seasons. But the last goal is an inclination of the goals being scored past us in our Premier League reign. I'm
looking at the list of players that we've got, the ones that are out on loan, the ones that are signed for us, including everybody that's still there now. Do you know how many wingers we've got in this squad?
About 400.
Yeah, there's at least 400 wingers. Yeah. We've got, obviously, there's Dan James, Howler Costa, all to come back. Veda is even still on our books. I didn't even think about him.
Yeah, I forgot about
him. He's going to play next year. I know he's been playing a lot for Blackpool, but he's got 1 year left on his contract.
See, all these players that we're looking at and going, oh yeah, we'll get rid. No, sort of not get rid of them. Sounds really harsh, but see them off at the end of the season. Now, it's like, well, we might actually need them now.
People like Diego Llorente might have to stay. Yeah. Joel Robles, we've got no goalkeeper. If Joel Robles' contract is basically expired at the end of next month, right? Meslier, the thing with Meslier is that he's going to go now, and he's not going to really be remembered that well because he didn't play the last 4 matches.
I think he'll be remembered pretty well.
No, but it's like, okay.
He played for us for a long time. Then we're going to be like, keeper.
That's not what I'm saying.
That keeper who's played for Leeds, you know, really lanky young one.
He's gone out. He's going to go out on a whimper because he was shit, but he was a good goalie for us.
He was just a part of a really dysfunctional situation that has been going on for 2 seasons, and yeah, we've discussed how much battering he took in goal. There's no point going over it. He'll go somewhere else, and he'll be protected better, and he'll show his worth. So we got a good few years out of him.
Yeah, we'll probably get good money for him as well.
If you think about, especially last season, just think how many goals we would have conceded.
Yeah,
he faced the most shots and conceded the most goals, made the most saves and conceded. So without him last year, we could have really set some records.
Yeah, it's like we should get good money for him because I don't think he's got a release clause, but he's got a long-term contract, like 2026. He's not on big money. He's on like 30 grand a week or something like that. The last time I checked on that. So he's the sort of player that we could actually keep around. But I'd expect they won't sell him for anything less than 25 to 30 now that we're in Championship.
Well, the other thing that we want to know, and we need to know, is from whoever's in charge, whoever wants to let us know what's going on, is our financial state going into this and saying we absolutely have to sell players.
Yep.
We don't need to sell players, but we're going to honour it. And it's like a case of going, we don't actually need to sell any players, but we will for the right price. So where are we in that? Where are we in that sort of?
Yeah. So there will have to be some outgoings.
There's going to have to be, but it's like, at what stage is it? Because
it's the contracts that I'd like to look at. It's because they've said obviously a lot of them have got possibly up to 60% wage decreases if we go down, which is a stroke of genius, really. But now they're not going to want to stay. So what we need to do is be a bit of a bully with these players and say, you little twats.
Well, you know what that's involved.
Get yourself Chocos out for either. Yeah. And you've got to fucking stay and make this right. And then you'll have players that are fucking shit. But once the transfer window closes, they want to play. If they're not playing, they're not going to get that big move. And then you just got to put them in that position where they want to put themselves in a shot window. And then fucking say they can't go again. And then the next one.
Well, the whole Sinistera, like, just make him fit for the windows aren't open. But it's like the last time we went down, this was a problem, was because we had a lot of players that were willing to just sit the contracts out.
Yeah.
And there was none of these, if we get relegated, because no one obviously expected it to get only signed certain players like Fowler and stuff. But it is a good ploy to say, right, if we do get relegated, your wages are going to be decreased by this much. They would have signed the contract to agree to it. So it comes to the point at the end of the season, it might be a ploy to get them to sort of get out the door and go and look for,
or offer them bonuses on certain like aspects. So the minute you get promoted, your wages get fly back up. Do this, goals. There has to be some sort of incentive. But what I worry about this board the most is, and I don't know why, maybe someone else thinks, or maybe I'm just being that paranoid again, is the fact some people might come out and say, okay, I'll stay. And the board want to shift them on because they want money. And they need that sort of money. I feel like that could be a sort of situation at Tyler Adams, because he seems to know what the club's about, and he likes playing for the club. You can see it whenever he's playing. He's get in there, you little fucker.
The one thing I will say about players is never underestimated the optics of a player in terms of how they want to be perceived. Yeah. So whether they want to leave or stay or whatever, they're not going to show their true intentions, because ultimately they might not be in control of it. So if they're like, I'm going to go around and see all these people, blah, 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 but they want to fuck off, they're not really going to do that, are they? I think they have to remain professional to the last point. Make out that they're happy to stay to the public eye. Yep. And then clear off and make,
Yeah, they've all got agents, managers, talents, just people and that.
I don't look too much into, like, if a Leeds, like, obviously Adams is going around to hospital. It's a lovely thing to do, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But I don't look at that and go, he's definitely got to stay now because he's looking at that kid's knees in the hospital.
Did. Yeah, I did. I said that.
It's just one of them. There are definite players there that I would love to keep to build us back up. Especially the youngsters, especially players like Rutter, Nonto and Somerville. Yeah. Imagine just like going, you know what, these three
are our front three.
They're our front three for the championship campaign. Yep. I know they're young, but get like say 3 experience behind them.
What they need is that's where I think we might suffer next year, is the fact that we've got no centre midfield, and if Adams goes, we are definitely in the shit. It looks like, from what I can see, obviously Forshaw's played out of his skin the past bits, and if he can stay fit, I'd activate his contract deal. But you don't know if he's going to stay fit.
Give him a little rolling contract. Yeah. Say you know. You can stay on rolling contract. The minute you're injured, fuck off.
Yeah, but he's been a baller recently, and he's been playing better than I've actually seen him play for Leeds for a long time. And I was thinking yesterday, like, him in the Championship could rip it up a fit Adam Forshaw. You can see why Bielsa and everybody liked him, and even Rads, when he came out and said he's not going to sign anybody in centre field, he went, no, we've got Adam Forshaw, and he just gets injured. But you can see he's so calm in there, plays the ball around really well. He can put his foot on the ball. And nobody else can do that. I thought Rocker was that at the start with his progressive passes and all this analytics shit. But at the end of the day, he's like a bus turner, isn't he? I'd rather have Forshaw in that team. If we could get, like, if we play that 4-3-3, which is so successful in the Championship, especially against, cause a lot of teams play through at the back down there. Mm-hmm. And if you play that 4-3-3, Nonto, Somerville, Rutter, And then obviously Bamford maybe as a last minute sub to come on to take some minutes down.
By Bamford.
Yeah. But now who's going to take him? 75 grand. Oh, he's obviously going to have a release clause go down any. But he might be one of these people that want to stay. And you never know. It just could be.
Don't know. Maybe. Don't actually care.
Who's going to take him, James?
Somebody will take him. Barnsley will take him. They didn't go, did they?
Botswana Athletic. They'll have him.
He might not want to stay after the shit that's happened. I don't know. Who knows? Well, the one thing I will say about the board, where are they?
Where the fuck are they? We've mentioned it a couple of times already on this actual show. Where the fuck are they?
Where are you?
Yeah.
Let's be having you.
They're not anywhere, are they? No one's come out and said, what the fuck? I did see something today that there should be something's happened. That Sam Matterface, the journalist that's on TalkSport, said that stuff's been done and there should be an announcement soon, but we need somebody in place fast, man, especially at least the director of football.
That was my other thought. My other thought was the silence, how deafening it has been. Obviously, the end of the season was yesterday. The last game, it was 90% chance we were going to go down. The fact that nobody had come out, even through the week, and talked about it and said anything, makes me wonder. And the fact that he's off galloping around Italy trying to buy any club that will bloody take his money, makes me think,
up with other clubs like PSG and that.
Makes me think maybe things are already sort of sorted here.
Yeah.
And there's just, obviously it's just going to come out once, whatever. But until that happens, we're just all left wondering, aren't we?
I think possibly the only conclusion I can come to is that it's been so quiet with the 49ers is because they want to distance themselves as much as they possibly can from this relegation. And then there'll be the Angels coming in to save us in a week or so, and everything's already in plan with a manager, our director of football, everything's already set up, and they're coming in, and this is the vision for the future. That's the only thing that I can think of why it's taken so long, is that they want to get away from as far away from this shit show as possible.
That sounds pretty good if there wasn't already a part of the shit show. If there wasn't already 47% involved in the shit show, then I could take that and go, yeah, they're going to come in and save us. They've been here
for a while now, yeah.
So there is as much to blame for the shit that's gone on as Radrizzani is and the rest of the board members. They've all been a part of it. I mean, you live and die by your decisions up there. And unfortunately for Radrizzani, I don't think he's a bad guy at all. I don't think he is. I think his heart was in the right place. And I think he has done a lot of good for us.
Just trusted the wrong people, hasn't he?
But yeah, he's I say he trusted the wrong people. He's trusted Orta, and Orta
no better
got Bielsa in, which is the one thing that's held this whole thing together is them 3 years of Bielsa, or 3.5 years of Bielsa. The rest of the decisions have been pretty shit, to be honest with you. But that's all footballing decisions. The football decisions have been pretty shit. The outside of the decisions, like the buying of the ground and getting all our finances in order, having new food, beverages and stuff at the ground. That's all great stuff. It's all amazing.
But as football fans, James, even us ourselves, we're not going to remember that shit.
No, we know. That's what I'm saying. We need the football to be the thing first, and then the rest of all that that comes with it.
It's just depressing going from Total Football being everyone's favourite second team. I mean, that's even that fucking wanker on TalkSport, Simon Jordan, come out today and said Leeds were everyone's second team, and then they've just been catastrophic from the board. But he did tip us to go straight back up next year, though, which is, I don't like
that. You've got to tip
Leeds,
Leicester, and even Southampton to that extent. I'll probably tip Southampton over Leicester.
Because they didn't spend, they've spent a lot of money, but they haven't got like an excruciating wage bill. Leicester's wage bill is next level high.
They're going to lose a lot of players.
Huge. Well, Tielemans is gone. Obviously, he's not going to stay. Maddison's gone. Barnes gone. Vardy will probably stay with them. They'll probably lose a lot of their players. Thinking about that, they're going to get gutted. But the one selling point for Leicester is that they've won the league in the last 10 years. They've won the FA Cup. Their training ground is one of the best in the country.
Yeah.
So they've got a lot of selling points there, and they were like a couple of other content creators and everything have been mentioning that all of us are going to be swimming in the same fucking pool for players. All of us are. So we need to get our ducks in a row now. Leicester will have a manager next week. Southampton will have got a manager.
Yeah,
They'll be doing their business already.
Russell Martin, isn't it?
Yeah. They'll be doing all their business already, and then we've got fucking Sam Allardyce down as the favourite with the Bookers. Iriola's left Vallecano. Corberan's still out there without a job.
Potter, Rogers. They're the two that I'm thinking we might go after.
Go after, but get is a different story.
Go after them too.
Because we need somebody in the fucking manager's chair within the next 10 days. Because you need to build, man. You need to have a squad ready, players that they want to play. You have to have that, because at the end of the day, we could be Leeds United and have all these good players that stay, go, all this and this. But without no plan and no identity, look what Bielsa did, how early he came in, brought the players in, had them running and shitting their pants and being sick within a week, you know?
For 3 years straight.
For 3 years straight.
Yeah, I know that, but that each their own. It's just a guessing game at the moment.
With no owners, no director of football, no managers, what the fuck is going on?
I'll tell you what's going on.
Leeds.
We're going down. Well, we're not going. We're there.
We're there
now. But we will go straight back up next year. We're going to win each game by about 60-0 or something like that.
That's just funny, isn't it? Yeah, when we go back down and Russian's top goal scorer beats Mitrovic's record, all that shit.
Do you know what? It's really been difficult these past few months doing this. It's like I'm forever an optimist.
Yeah.
And I can never, ever, before a game, predict that we'll lose the game.
Yeah.
Even in my head, if I'm like, we're going to get smashed here about
Yeah.
no, I can never say it out loud. I always think we're going to win. I always think that the best Leeds team will turn up. Oh, and it's been hard watching the fucking garbage.
Yeah.
That yesterday's game was just a prime example.
Funny thing is about that is that we started this podcast in February?
Yeah.
And then how many times have we won a match? 2.
3?
3. Forest, Southampton and Wolves.
Wolves, yeah.
I think we've only won a match 3 times during this podcast. Maybe it's us, mate. Maybe we fucked Leeds.
Because if that was us, we wouldn't have won at one game.
Oh, I suppose, yeah. But no, I feel we need an identity, man, and we need a long-term project manager. We don't like... This is why I like Brendan Rodgers, because he's successful and he has an identity. He plays a good brand of football, and in the Championship with at least, I don't know, half the squad that we've got now, bringing some new additions, experience, middle of park and the defence needs sorting out. I mean, the attack, if we can keep 4 or 5 of our attacking players, then I'd be very confident. Even Dan James, people like that, I'd be very confident in the Championship. Mateo Joseph, Perkins should be on the way. JP, all these lads need blood in properly next year.
Yeah.
And then, if it's funny, we're talking about maybe Graham Potter would be good for the younger players as well. But we would be playing a 3 at the back system with attacking wingers and that, which is very exciting with him. But it just didn't work out for him at Chelsea. And now he's been followed by the greatest manager of all time, Fat Frank Lampard. Did he only win 1 game his entire thing? Gracia won more games than Frank Lampard has.
Yeah. Should have got Frank.
Yeah.
Should have got Gracia.
I looked at it on the form table since like January, since Thomas Tuchel left. Chelsea would be 17th in the league.
Wow.
That is mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Whoever they get in, I hope...
It's Pochettino, isn't it?
No,
you're not Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Oh, no, yeah, we thought we were going to get Pochettino, didn't we?
I'm hoping. Whoever we get in, I hope it's someone that can continue.
Yeah.
They get to the Premiership and like, oh, is it going to be too much for them?
Yeah.
I mean, the one team that looked like they were going to go down and then stayed up and they didn't change their manager was Forest.
Yeah. And they backed him.
Yeah.
And then they went on a decent run,
They
didn't
didn't
they?
just back him. They fronted him, legged him, headed him. They give him everything. And they stuck with him as well.
But Bournemouth have had Thingy in charge for a while, though, haven't they?
Yeah, they did. They've had Gary O'Neill, and he's done a good job as well.
Didn't Scott Parker just go down a team shit?
Pretty much.
And then they go and smash a load of teams?
Pretty much, yeah.
Beat Liverpool?
And then he went to Bruges, didn't he?
Yeah.
Got sacked from there as well.
Got sacked from there as well. You know what they say about Bruges, though, innit?
Don't employ Parker.
Yeah, don't employ Parker, and just really old city.
Yeah.
Shit all.
What you crying for, you big baby?
Yeah, so I don't think he asked Colin Farrell what Bruges was like before he went over. But yeah, it's sad. We're down.
You know what? I haven't even been sad. I've just been a bit like
Numb.
What?
I'm actually looking forward to a reset, though. I really, really am, and this club needs it.
I'm looking forward to it. But whether we get the reset that we've got a pretty, not a good idea because no one has, but a fairly good idea of what could happen and what should happen now. But whether that happens, we never expected this.
Yeah.
Shite. at the end of the season.
I'd like us to. We need to be up there. Have to be up there next year.
We should.
It's going to be hard, and I mean teams like Middlesbrough and that Sunderland as well. They look like they're good sides down there, but Sunderland obviously can have a lot of loan players that are going to go back.
Yeah, Diallo.
Yeah, Galhart.
Yeah.
You got a lot of.
He's all right.
Jack Clark looks really good for them as well now, doesn't he?
He might go to. He might be bought.
He went to the game, didn't he? Jack Clark did. He went. Him and Jamie Shackleton was sat to go watch Leeds.
Tottenham after him again, then are they?
Probably, yeah.
There's all two teams.
Yeah. But no, I'm thinking that I mean, Jack Clark would be a good signing for us, but I do think we're overloaded in that position right now.
Yeah, we've got a few wingers, haven't we?
Yeah.
As we've already discussed.
I would say middle of the park defence. I mean, I know he's the old boy in that. I mean, but Luke Ayling, you could see he was struggling.
He's been struggling for a while.
He ain't gonna be the championship Cafu next year either.
Probably not.
I mean, Cody Drame, you can see that Luton are already after him. Burnley after him. He ain't gonna stay. Why would he want to stay after they've been done dirty like that by his managers?
Because he's not. He doesn't think he's good enough to play in the Premier League, does he?
No. Well, the managers.
No, he didn't.
Oh.
Because remember, Bielsa wanted to keep him.
Yeah.
I want to play for Cardiff.
Is that how he speaks? Is it?
Yeah.
I thought he was from London.
Yeah, he is. I want to play for Cardiff, Bielsa.
All right, you can go.
Oh,
yeah, Bielsa wanted to keep him, didn't he? Yes, I remember now. Yeah.
Probably would have been on the bench, but yeah. Well, yeah, he's been a bit of a weird one, Drama, hasn't he? Because he's like we can see that he's a good player, but it's just like it doesn't seem like he really wants to be at Leeds.
Yeah, I think so. Possibly that could be correct.
More want to get back down to near his home.
Maybe. What, Luton's near? Is that?
No, a bit closer. How far's Luton from London?
About it's a plane journey, isn't it? Luton Airport to Heathrow. It's not that far.
I don't know, mate. I ain't got a clue, but I don't think he'll be here.
So, are we going to tell people what because I think we're probably just moaned enough now. Should we tell people what our plan is now for the rest of the year? Because we've got some holidays and that coming up.
Yeah.
Got some stuff going on. We should probably look at doing still a couple of shows a week, one maybe or two, depends. And obviously when some big news and that comes, I know we normally do this as quite reactive about games and and then like games, talking about games and do game previews. We may obviously start branching out at some point and talking maybe about with the takeover bits, some transfer news, some stuff that we've heard, what's out there.
Friendlies.
Oh, I love a friendly.
New kits.
Yeah.
Oh, new kits.
Trying to get some away tickets next year because the allocation should be a lot bigger.
Yeah,
it's going to be really good.
Go and watch them at Coventry.
Go watch them in Cov and Leicester, West Brom. It's a bit more local for us, so we don't have to do as much travelling as the other Leeds fans.
Plymouth.
Oh, that's going to be a great day out. Hopefully it's in August to go down Cornwall. But no, yeah. So I mean, but did you look at the map of travelling for the?
I did.
That is lots of travelling.
And we'll be away every Tuesday night.
Yeah, I think so. We'll be playing Norwich on a Tuesday.
They'll bang us away
on a Tuesday. Plymouth on a Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to winning some football matches.
Okay.
Yeah, do you think
I hope we do that?
It would be nice.
Yeah, I think we will.
There's going to be a lot less pressure on some of the players about relegation, though. But I mean, there's going to be pressure about them to go fly straight back up. So out of the frying pan into the fire. Welcome to the championship.
Welcome to the championship. No VAR.
No VAR is pretty good. Shit refs, though.
To be fair, again, our problem hasn't been VAR. It's been the stuff that should have been picked up by VAR.
Yeah.
That never was. So VAR's, yeah.
Yeah, it's a pile of... Yeah, it's a pile of shit. Right, I think we're going to finish it there, guys. And we're going to put some, instead of our usual theme tune, I don't write the theme tunes, I sing the theme tunes. We're going to put some different music on, obviously the end and the start of this video today. So I hope you enjoy it, because it's going to be a bit melancholy.
Stay away from the razors.
Don't say that. You can't say that.
Why?
Okay, you just say it. It's fine. Yeah,
keep your beards.
Keep your beards. Leeds fans, we love you. It's been such an emotional roller coaster this year. I'm glad that we've been put out of our misery. And guess what? We go again next year.
Oh, well, we'll mention it before we do go. What we will do as well, we'll probably come with a bit of an introduction.
Oh yeah, because we'll do that at some point because we've not really told anybody. All everyone knows is Kevin and James, Leeds fans for life that live in Coventry.
Yeah, we just popped up and started talking about football games that have happened. So
Maybe we should tell you a little bit about ourselves at some
we'll
stage.
do.
But I'm not ready for that now.
No, it's quite sad at the
It
moment.
is quite
But we do appreciate the people that have decided to listen to our garbage.
the numbers are getting decent. YouTube's a bit erratic because I don't know how to use the algorithm very well. I'm just typing stuff in and it's not doing
I
it.
don't think
Like I said, one video getting thousands, the next one's getting hundreds, and it's just all over the shop. But yeah, it's really, really weird. But on the Spotify and stuff, lots of people seem to be listening. I'm very happy with that.
Do you reckon it's to do with the use of our lovely language?
Yeah, there's something to do because there is a lot of swear words in there.
Because we're swearers.
The bastards.
YouTube don't like that.
Yeah,
don't swear on YouTube.
The bastards hate us.
Fuck YouTube.
Yeah, I did get like a little notification saying that we do swear to you. Right?
Oh well, that's life. Anyway, but thanks.
Those?
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. Thanks for listening, guys, and thanks for sticking with us for this half of the season. And we will see you next year.
No, we're back in about a week.
I said I meant week. See you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I'm James.
I'm Kevin.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.